I seriously did not know that Gabriel Byrne was still alive.
I didn't either. It was
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast. This is episode number 98 for sure. On this show, we talk about things like comic books, movies, TV shows, video games, political discourse, sometimes and always Star Trek. I'm your host, Tactic Angel, and with me is Midget Radio, my murderous socialist friend. Hello, Midget Radio, how are you?
I feel like you screwed that up, dude. I'm supposed to say hello, and then...
Do you want me to start over again?
No, I don't. Hello, Tactic Angel. I am doing very well. Thank you. How are you?
Good. I'm doing okay. I'm just enjoying my afternoon. I've poured myself an old-fashioned today with Pinhook Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, which looks like it is in the cheapest bottle they could possibly find, and it has a picture of a horse on the front of it. It's 100 proof, though, so...
Nice.
We'll find out how good it is.
Yeah. That's tough. Wow. All right.
How about you?
As thematically as appropriate as it would be to drink a bullet, I am actually drinking Kilt Lifter instead.
Well, it is kind of early to get into the brown.
Yeah,
but
it does feel that way. It's the Kilt Lifter. We're at least on the correct side of the Atlantic Ocean, as far as
it's pretty
something.
Weak sauce though. It's still I haven't drank it. I don't know, but I bet it's not 100 proof.
It's most definitely not. No.
All right. Well, I've only got this looks like 2.5 fingers. That could be a little bit dangerous. Anyway, we'll see how long this goes. All right, today we are talking about another movie, though. Another action movie.
Hell yes.
Today, we will be talking about From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. What do you think of the name of this? Do you think it's concerning?
I'm not sure it's necessary. But yeah, like when the movie comes out, do you file it under F? That seems like, I mean,
everybody's walking around Blockbuster and the bees,
right?
I don't think either of these things are happening, but
nope. But you know,
can you even look through Netflix alphabetically?
I don't know. God, I would hope so. I'm still buying physical media, god damn it, and I organize my stuff alphabetically like a professional.
So this is in the F. It's not next to J for John Wick.
No,
and it's not under B. It's F. From the World of John Wick.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that just I don't know, just a lot like low expectations for moviegoers in general? They're not going to understand that this is a John Wick movie unless we put From the World of.
I thought it was Ballerina From the World of John Wick.
That would be better. I mean,
it's not a drastic change.
It's not. Still pretty wordy, but you know,
a John Wick tale.
Yeah, that would be much better. I like that. Even, I don't know though. People would still get confused. They'd be like, "Well, it says it's a John Wick tale, so it's supposed to be about John Wick, right?"
I mean,
how long do you think the fucking focus group lasted for just the title of this movie?
So I have a little joke on my team that the easier the decision, the longer it takes to make.
Yeah.
So the stuff that we talk about, that is like, do you like, red Solo cups or do you like blue Solo cups? Will take an hour.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, what's the ultimate interest rate mortality that we need on this annuity that goes up to age 120 well, what are we doing then?
Right.
And then they'll be like, it's 3.5%.
Yeah.
You're like, cool.
3.
All right, we'll move on. All right. But let's not get too off track. So, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina is the story of a ballerina, kind of, and assassin. She's the daughter of a Jason Statham, but he's not as good as Jason Statham is. He's more like Temu Statham, I guess. We learned from him that Gabriel Byrne is still alive when he confronts Temu Statham, and he gets killed by some folks with an X on the wrist. They turn out to be a type of assassin, because this is from the world of John Wick Ballerina, which takes place in the world of John Wick, where everyone's an assassin. Yep. Ian McShane shows up and takes Eve, our main character, to Angelica Houston, who, in addition to having the most face of anyone I've ever seen, also trains women to be ballerinas/assassins. And eventually a revenge plot happens. John Wick also makes a few appearances in From the World of John Wick Ballerina, which is probably the reason that the title even includes his name in it. So we're not like, hey, that's John Wick, because we were warned. It's from the world of John Wick.
We've addressed
Ballerina.
this problem. Yeah.
Yeah, and Ballerina is just living in the world of John Wick.
Yep. It's his world. She's just living in it. That's
I think I am getting better and better at writing plot synopsises.
I would agree.
Did you know that Gabriel Byrne was still alive?
No, I didn't. I liked that reveal too. That was great. He is doing movies.
I mean, he's never been in any of these movies before.
I know. Yeah,
but
it's
but
great.
like I saw him and I was like, oh, thank God COVID didn't get him.
Yeah,
and
it looks good too, as far as I can tell. I mean,
he looks like 20 years older than the last time I saw him.
Yeah, which is about right, you know.
It was like The Usual Suspects.
Yeah.
Man in the Iron Mask. Stigmata, and then I think he was
Crossing.
Satan in End of Days.
Yeah, I think he was.
Where Arnold Schwarzenegger finally got a fair fight.
Yes.
That movie was disappointing.
That was a very disappointing movie.
I don't remember anything about it, but I remember being disappointed.
Yeah.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger versus Satan. How can I be disappointed?
I know it writes itself, but I don't know. I guess not.
It was a real easy thing not to screw up, but they did. Yep. Anyway, do you remember why we saw this?
Why we saw this movie? Ballerina?
Yeah, why we saw From the World of John Wick Ballerina.
Well, I mean, I was gonna absolutely go see it regardless, because I'm a fucking
I believe you said
fanboy.
that you really liked Ana de Armas. Do you want to say anything about that?
I mean, I do like Ana. I haven't seen her in a whole lot of stuff, but I think I
have
saw
seen her in
Knives Out movie or whatever.
One movie.
Yeah.
Wasn't she like Gosling's AI girlfriend in
right in Blade Runner? Yeah.
Blade Runner 2020 something?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. So yeah, she was in that.
Wait, if he's a robot and she's an AI, that's actually not as weird.
I guess not. She's like a holographic AI though, right? Like,
right? You could just go to the hardware store and pick up like a sex bot and then just like a USB, right?
Yeah.
And,
that's how you transfer over. Yeah, absolutely.
Or you could just, I don't know, go into the Matrix. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember why I wanted to see this movie?
No.
I wanted to see this movie because at least the trailer implies that John Wick is the antagonist.
Oh.
And I was like,
okay,
that sounds like a really, really peculiar experiment in writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that I saw that experiment?
For 2 minutes, maybe? Kind of.
Yeah. Not much.
Yeah.
All right.
God, that's so interesting because I remember seeing that part in the trailer and thinking this is gonna be a pain in the ass. Because how are they gonna fucking get around this?
Well, as it turns out, they do it with, I guess, hand waving. Really?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's just hand waved.
Yeah. I absolutely have some opinions on that for the spoiler section. But
We'll get to it.
yeah.
Other than John Wick existing in the world of John Wick, there's a lot of potential lore, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you remember about the lore from the world of John Wick?
I mean, they pretty much just lean into the fucking ballerina training facility, I guess, that Angelica Houston runs. So you have that. And then, I don't know, I don't want to talk about the other part because I feel like that's kind of a spoiler too. But there was
Can
nothing...
I say the two things
Yeah, go ahead.
I know about?
Yeah.
The two rules that I know about John Wick lore, well, I guess maybe three. The first one is maybe everyone's an assassin, but the other two are you can't fight in the Continental,
Yes.
and gold coins do something.
Yeah. Everything seems to cost one gold coin, I think, no matter what it is.
I think the gold coin is like a favor, which is really weird because the gold coin clearly has a value that you can track.
Yeah.
Like on all sorts of exchanges, right? You just need like a scale,
I guess, yeah.
and
That's how they do
and
it.
you would know that coin is worth like $2,000 or something, right?
One room at the Continental. Or... yeah.
Or someone's name or whatever.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like the rules for John Wick emerge as the viewer gets to the scene where the rule needs to be used.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd say that's pretty fair. Yeah.
All right, this is an action film. Let's talk about this in the context of the rules.
Sure.
Does this violate any of the rules of the action film?
I would say it comes close to violating one regarding plot twists.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna expand on that in the spoiler section.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's related. But other than that, I would say it's pretty straightforward. I can't think of any other rule that it outright violates.
I think that at one point it probably does violate the violence must be awesome, or at the very least not distasteful.
Okay. I do think the John Wick movies in general fucking they play with that line. They get real goddamn close.
I think in this case it crosses it, and we can also talk about that.
Okay. Fair enough.
I also don't remember how long this movie is. I just know that it felt long.
I mean, I didn't really I think it was only like 2 hours or just over 2 hours. I don't think I had any issue with the runtime at all until
I think the problem was when they got to John Wick being in from the world of John Wick movie, and they did the hand waving.
Yep.
I was like,
that's what I want to talk about. That's exactly what I want to talk about. Yeah. Yep.
All right. What were you? Do you want to put forward other opinions about the film?
I mean, only real basic stuff. I mean, I like Ana de Armas. I think she kicks ass and she looks good doing it. I think this movie does a really good job with the fight sequences in general. It does what, I mean, no other certainly like modern action movie, certainly not fucking Jason Statham movies, don't hold a candle to the kind of stunt sequences that these movies do. And I like as well that it retains the one thing I really like about just this franchise. It's just grown on me. Is the absolutely over the top fucking melodrama. Every line, especially from Keanu Reeves, but like every line has the entire goddamn weight of the world behind it. Whether it makes any sense or not. This movie definitely leans into that as well. And I just like it. It's so stupid and it's so absurd that I've kind of fallen in love with it a little bit. So
well, there is kind of the notion, like, and that's not actually a bad quality, because I heard a critique that the problem with modern movies is that everybody says too much and they're too emotional.
Right, yeah.
And like if you look at like ultimate masculinity, characters that are force of wills, like, you know, you have Commodus, he comes out and he starts, you know, bad-mouthing Maximus, his wife, and his kid. And, like, he doesn't have a lot of words to say in response. The time for honoring yourself will soon be at an end.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. He's not getting all emotional about it. You can take that to any Clint Eastwood movie.
Yeah.
I think he's paid by the line. He's paid really, really well.
Yes.
Kirk Douglas in Soldier, I think, has 7 lines in an hour and a half movie.
I'm gonna kill them all. What was that, Kirk? I'm
like,
gonna kill them all. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a subsequent check. Okay, if I have to repeat, if we have to do more than one take, I'm getting paid. But like, yeah, there is sort of a, I don't know. But the thing is, like, you have Ian McShane, and like, he's one of those, he could probably read the phone book and make it interesting.
Yep.
But he doesn't say anything interesting in this film.
No, he doesn't. Nope.
And so I remember during the previews of this, there was a movie called Good Fortune, where I guess Keanu Reeves is playing an angel who stops people from dying by text messaging.
Yeah.
And then he comes down to earth, and there's a comedy.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much, like, he was so, like, Keanu Reeves in that. He was like, usually I just stop people from text messaging while driving. And I was like, oh God, I hope there's nothing wrong with him. Like, I like Keanu Reeves. His delivery has never been natural.
Yeah, me too. You know, what I realized is, like, especially in these fucking movies, I mean, because you look at, like, Keanu Reeves, his, you know, Bill and Ted, like, he's absolutely brilliant and completely fucking different in those movies than he is in anything else. But, like, in these movies, like, he has this sort of cadence and delivery that is damn, like, it's honestly, it's strangely close to the best of William Shatner. The weird pauses, the, like, I'm going to need a gun. Like, you can see Shatner fucking saying that exact same line. And it would have almost the same cadence. And for whatever reason, in these movies, it fucking works.
Come out totally different.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a gun.
The inflection points might be slightly different.
There's going to be a lot more attack with Shatner.
Yeah.
And that's why Shatner's just a better actor.
Sure. But yeah, I don't know why in these John Wick movies, like, it's fucking flawless. It is brilliant. I don't know if someone told him to say the lines that way, or if Keanu just came up with that, or if that's just how Keanu speaks every day. But like, it just totally works in this world.
I think my problem was that every time he was doing it, I was like, it's Johnny Silverhand all over again.
I know. And I hate that character. I hate that he's in Cyberpunk. I hate it so much. Like, he's so fucking annoying, at least from my perspective. But in John Wick, he's perfect.
Well, I mostly disliked having a serious medical condition in that.
That was annoying.
It was like every time I'm trying to go down a hallway,
Right.
you have to make it interesting by making me pass out.
Yep,
Thanks.
all the time. Yeah, I hate that too.
Oh.
Again, this motherfucker. Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. I actually was like a little bit curious if I had walked into the wrong movie theater when they were going through the previews.
Yeah.
Because it was like The Roses, which is an Eggs Cumberbund movie about him getting a divorce.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And-
yeah.
Then The Smashing Machine, and I was like, is that
Yeah.
The Rock trying to act?
Yeah.
It's a biopic about Mark Kerr. I don't know
Yeah.
who that is.
A UFC guy, I think. Old school MMA guy, I think.
But it looks like a passion project, and like
Yep.
that made me kind of interested in it.
Yeah.
Weapon, I guess, which was a horror movie. Nobody 2, a sequel to a movie that I've seen one scene
Yeah.
from.
Nice.
I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is also a horror film,
Yeah.
and it looks like a soft reboot of shit that I have never seen.
Yeah. I think, is it
The Naked Gun, another soft reboot of
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that in a lot of ways. And The Long Walk, a Stephen King film about what I guess is a game show mocking the Navajo people.
Sure.
Well, right, isn't The Long Walk what Andrew Jackson made
Yeah.
them do?
It was like Trail of Tears or whatever, right?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Let's get down to the rating so we can talk about the really important things about From the World of John Wick Ballerina
Yes.
in the spoiler section.
Yeah.
Midget Radio on old school Netflix. What do we got?
I am going to give this movie 4 stars because I have 2 problems with it. And I feel they are worth half a star each. So 4.
Wow, that feels really generous. I'm gonna go with 2.5.
All right.
Like, I didn't really hate this film, but I got kind of bored at several points, and then I was very, very disappointed and not seeing my writing experiment play out on screen.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's not just that it didn't play out. It didn't even try.
No.
It didn't try.
No.
And I felt robbed. I had to drive to the movie theater twice to see this because I don't know how to use the internet.
Oh, shit. That's rough.
I arrived like an hour and a half early because I have no idea. But anyway, I got to go shopping instead. So
Great.
it was, yeah. So we're gonna throw the spoiler thing up there
Cool.
and tell us what got close to violating the plot twist.
Well, okay. I mean, it is when John Wick.
It is
shows
John
up.
Wick
Yeah.
not being
Yeah.
the antagonist.
Yeah, it's absolutely. So, because it does. I guess I'll start with my impression. That he was in the movie at all was a little disappointing. I mean, we absolutely didn't need him. It was kind of interesting when he was going through the like when she first meets him at the theater or whatever, because he's gonna play like that, just to sort of establish the timeline. That was cool enough. I mean, I was fine with that. But then, so he's hired essentially to stop her from carrying out her, vengeance quest.
Yeah.
In this movie, and and in typically strangely complicated world of John Wick fashion, he has until midnight arbitrarily midnight to basically take her out.
That's because Gabriel Byrne said,
yeah,
you have to get it done by midnight.
Give it till midnight.
Otherwise we're at war.
This is bad. Sure, fine, all right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what he does. And I kind of liked that. I mean, she fights him, and she's no match for him. I sort of like that they kept that in place because John Wick is essentially a god in the world of John Wick, and as awesome as she is at beating everybody's ass, he's like a billion times better at it. But it didn't make any fucking sense when he's like, okay, well then, if you can murder the guy that you're trying to murder by midnight, then cool. then everything's cool.
Yeah.
And it's like
that.
Well, wait a minute. How? Like, how is that okay?
Well, Midget Radio, I don't know if you know this, but they met one time in a hallway.
Yes.
And they said a handful of words to each other.
Right.
And, like that formed a deep emotional bond that lasted whatever the amount of time that passed after that until the next scene where they were together and met for the second time.
Which is almost believable in the world of John Wick. These are people of few words, so...
See, here's the thing. It's multiplied by the fact that she saw him walking down some stairs.
Right.
And he might have seen her seeing him walk down some stairs.
Right.
And, like, that's a bond.
That's a lifetime bond right there.
I think I have
family.
an equally strong bond with some woman who is wearing an indecently short skirt at the Chicago Art Institute.
Nice.
Back in 1999.
Yeah.
I remember
that
being an indecently short skirt.
I'm sure that she remembers you too.
Yeah, she's probably like that rakishly handsome person with the dirty blonde hair. She'd be really disappointed.
Yeah.
I'm like all gray and disheveled.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I agree. It sounds like that this kind of took you out of it took me out of the movie. Like, I was all in. I fucking love these movies. I love all of the stunt work. I love the fight scenes. I love how much work gets put into that stuff. I'm 100% on board with this crap. The plot can be almost anything. But that took me out. That took me off of the ride because it's like, well, how... I don't understand how this is supposed to work now. Because they all know that you're not doing your job, Mr. Wick. So the midnight timeline seems completely beside the point. Just they all know that you just are that you're not going to do the job. So it's like, what the fuck? It just made no sense. It was shoehorned in, and like you say, waved away within like 5 minutes. And you're just like, okay, I guess I just have to accept this for what it is. And it was frustrating. Now, when the fighting started again and she picked up the ice skates and started kicking everybody's ass on a piece of ice, I was like, all right. About halfway through that, I was back to being completely on board with the movie. But yeah, it took me out. So it felt like a stupid little twist that had no purpose being in the movie. And if you just remove that scene, you have a great movie. Like, you have the movie that you should have. I mean, it's, in my opinion, it's basically perfect at that point. You just cut that out of the movie and you're good to go. So, yeah.
So, okay, yeah. I mean, like, it, for me, it was just like, I really wanted to see what they were going to do in terms of trying to set that up and make it work. And yeah, the way, I mean, hand waving it is really exactly what it is. It doesn't need to be described more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Because that's just what it is.
Yeah.
They show up, she tries to fight him, he's way too good.
Right.
And then he, for zero reason whatsoever, it doesn't even seem to make sense. It doesn't make sense from everything that I understood about him from the other movies.
Yeah, it's
like, I don't know why he would take the contract at this point in his career.
Yes.
And I don't know why he would hand wave it for this girl that he said a sentence, a question and a statement to.
Yeah. Yeah.
5 years ago?
Yeah. I think,
she was like, how do I get out of here and start murdering people?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you can just like get out of here instead. And then she was like, no, I want to murder people.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all in on that part. Yeah. I think, why he took the job in the first place, whatever. We just are supposed to accept that. But yeah, that's like, why is he doing this? And then why doesn't he just do the fucking job? And literally the only thing I could come up with is, oh, well, you know, he's into vengeance and she's clearly doing a vengeance thing. So simpatico, I guess. That's like,
but it's but he doesn't even know that.
Doesn't she tell him?
He knows that he knows that she gets paid, or he gets paid $4 million if he kills her or something.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't think she explains the vengeance thing until, you know, he's got her in like a headlock or something. So yeah. But yeah, it was stupid. It was a completely stupid, wildly unnecessary.
The force of the action wasn't enough for me.
Well, I think that's
the direction, the movie, the acting, like, they should have made those the especially heavily delivered Keanu Reeves lines rather than, you know, like, I know what it means to need vengeance. You have until midnight.
Well, it's already midnight. You slow talking motherfucker. Like,
so anyway, that was disappointing, and I could definitely see, like, what I really wanted. There are a couple things that I don't think Ana de Armas does a great job at, because it just looked there, you know, like, she is a little person.
Yes.
She is a diminutive female character.
Yeah.
And they actually addressed that at the beginning of the film. They're like, you're going to need to learn to fight dirty. Yeah. I would have liked to see more of her fighting dirty. Yeah. And I especially would have liked that she, like, maybe had a reverence and a respect for John Wick, that she just fights tooth and nail to get away from him.
Yeah.
Right? And that would have been really interesting to get all the way to the end. And then she kills the dude, and we don't have to pretend like flamethrowers make for really interesting action film stuff. And then, like, he can just be like, it seems the contract is
if it was
over.
Yeah, it would have been cool if it was. I mean, yeah, it absolutely would have been more interesting if they're gonna have him in there and they're gonna have this conflict, for it to have been kind of a cat and mouse thing for a while. That would have been, and it would have been interesting.
It would have been way more interesting to see her struggle tooth and nail to get through everything.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, also part of my issue with this film generally was, okay, the action in general seems a little bit fanciful, because on the one hand, you were mentioning, like, the ice skates. Yeah. Like, I feel like they feel like ice skates are a lot sharper than they actually are. They're pretty sharp, but those were figure skates.
Yeah.
And they're not that sharp.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, it's like, I don't think you quite understand how grenades work. Like,
well, yeah.
like grenades don't do 3d6 damage, and you have just lots of hit points, right?
I understand, but I mean, we can't apply those rules too much to, especially to movies like this. Because I mean, his suit, they block bullets by just pulling their suit jacket over their heads. It's fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah, I don't like that.
it's so stupid. But you just like, well, whatever, fine. I fucking love the grenade fight. I thought that was super fun. There was a lot of fighting on ice for some reason in this movie that I enjoyed. And I feel like you threw shade at the flamethrower battle, and that battle was fucking sweet. So
I was not. I was not. I feel like when I was watching it, I was thinking, they're thinking this is interesting because you've never seen anyone do it before, but there's not that much to do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because, like, if anybody hits, the other person is dead.
I mean, yeah, they're just like, yeah, they're fucking on. I thought they did such a good job with that fight. I mean, I was curious to see how they filmed it, because there were shots where it's like, I think Ana de Armas just took that in the face a little bit. Like, her hair should be on fire.
No, because she's a pretty lady, and pretty ladies
pretty.
don't get beat up.
She's not going to get third-degree burns, that's for sure. You ain't going to ruin that face with.
I mean, she did take, I think, like a piece of shrapnel or a knife in the side, but it was under a coat, so you could really tell. And then at one point, she had like a little cut on her forehead, and you just wipe that away. That's fine.
Yep. Just enough to be sexy, I think. Yeah, just...
Yeah, she's like, here's the thing, is one of the things I really liked about Atomic Blonde was Charlize Theron's character just gets the shit kicked out of her a couple of times, and she was so good and believable in that.
Yes.
Like, and like, you don't end up with the situation where they're having that fight in the hall, or the beer hall in Hallstatt, right?
Yeah.
And somebody swings an axe at her, and she catches the person's wrist, and you're just like,
yeah.
Is that axe made out of foam? Tell me that axe is made out of foam, because that thing weighs probably 10, 15
I know, but
pounds.
You know, the bullets are clearly Nerf bullets as well. I mean,
but it
bounce off.
So she just straight up stops it. Like, you would need like Hulk Hogan levels of just raw power to just stop somebody's wrist from swinging a fire axe at you. And so, like, there's some stuff there, and you're just like, that didn't look that didn't look very real. And like, and I think, particularly if you set it up like, you are going to have to fight dirty, you are going to have to define the rules of the game in order to win. Because if you just go strength to strength, you're gonna lose. Yeah. And like, I would love to see that, because I mean, we've been through a dozen years of girl boss nonsense where it's gotten a little old. That it would be really fun to see another Atomic Blonde type character who kicks ass and pays for it. Yeah. Who struggles and perseveres. And like, I just didn't feel like there was enough of that happening with Anna's character. You know, however much I enjoy watching her run around on the screen. Yeah, she's pretty. That's fine. Yeah. I get it.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. I think that's a reasonable point. And I would like to see more of that too. And I don't know. Yeah, it'd be nice to see because the guys who do this work, I mean, it's just not in any other fucking movie, any other action movie. These kind of sequences just don't exist in the creativity behind them, and it'd be nice to see them lean into maybe some more of the like character aspects of a fight scene, like you're talking about. Like, she's smaller, so fight dirtier. That's that's a character type impression that would have to be made within the fight sequences themselves that they didn't really do much of in this movie. But if anyone's gonna explore something like that, I would think it would be these guys who create these sequences, because they're fucking like they're just awesome. I mean, I love the grenade fight. I really loved. Because again, I've never seen that before, and I mean, just the
I
way
liked most of the grenade stuff. it was really when it got to the very end and she like did like the body drop on the opposite side of
the table
that I was like, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm dead.
Sorry, you're dead.
It's yeah. But I mean, even in that, like when she does that, that guy fucking disappears. Like, he explodes so hard that he just fucking vanishes.
There's a good amount. I think there was still like the part of the torso and the hips.
Yeah,
I think.
But even just the almost like Jackie Chan touches, I feel, where she puts that guy behind the door, it blows up, then she shuts the door. And it creates a fucking hole in the wall that she's able to then go through to get out of like that particular room after having
I liked that.
I love that kind of stuff where she's almost she's creating fucking it's just that those kind of touches are so cool, and I just deeply appreciate them. And
So one of the reasons I agree with you on a lot of this is because, and this is gonna sound like I'm throwing shade at this movie, but I'm not. I love the movie Equilibrium. We're gonna start with that statement.
Okay.
I love the movie Equilibrium, but the gun fu in that didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Sean Bean chews boatloads of scenery in, I think, the 2.5 scenes he's in.
Yeah.
And like it's fun, it's Matrix like. It's a great movie, whatever. I like it. But the gun fu didn't make a lot of sense. John Wick as a franchise is the only franchise I've ever seen, and I can even, like, Jet Li had a couple of times where he tries to make gun fu work, and I don't remember any of the names of any of that stuff. But this is the only franchise that has ever made, like, parry, shoot you in the face.
Yes.
Like, a sensible way to do combat.
Yeah.
And so they are the perfect people if someone was to try to make that... imagine you're the mouse that wins the cat and mouse fight.
Right.
They would be the right people to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But they didn't try. They didn't try.
No, they didn't. No. No. But yeah, I mean, I love it regardless. I love the flamethrower sequence, and I have to fucking mention the big guy that she fights. He doesn't have a name. He's just a big fucking dude. And she fights him with fire. And it goes hand to hand, and he sticks his own leg into the flames to set it on fire just so that he can kick her in the face with it. Oh
yeah,
my
that was
God.
very Drunken Master, right?
Oh my God, yeah. I loved it. It was so wonderfully ridiculous. That I just, God, I fucking love these movies for those kind of just absurd but really fun touches in the fight sequences. It absolutely delivered. This movie absolutely delivered on those for me.
I think it did. Yeah, I think it did fine. I just need the context. I need to really care that you win.
Yeah, I get that.
And then, like, it got a little bit... Okay, so at a certain point, you walk outside during the flamethrower thing, and it becomes straight up Deus Ex John Wick-ica, right?
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah.
And that's terrible. Yeah. That's just bad.
It doesn't make... It just... Yeah, it didn't make any sense.
It's not even, I'm not going to intervene until midnight. It's,
right.
I'm now going to help you.
Yeah, I am straight up helping. Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Deus Ex John Wick.
Yeah.
God.
But then, like, I think the only other thing I didn't really like, so I liked the cult aspect. I liked that the whole thing behind this was that they're in the Roma, I can't remember, the Nova Roma. I can't remember what the fuck they called.
Ruska Roma.
Yeah, that's right.
Ruska Roma
That's right.
literally
Ruska Roma.
means.
That's right.
Literally means Russian gypsies.
Yes. Yeah. That's yeah. So yeah. So you've got them, and then you've got this fucking cult that Gabriel Byrne is running. So that by itself, I like. I mean, I love that there's some weird cult. But for a franchise that is as absurdly steeped in ritual as these movies are, we got nothing on that fucking cult. I don't know what the hell is different between them and anybody else.
They got progressively more normal.
Yeah.
The longer the movie went on.
They just have X's on their wrists. And
yeah, they have X's on their wrists, and they live in Hallstatt, a UNESCO recognized heritage site for I don't know, it's pretty.
Yeah, it's a nice little mountain.
That's a real place, by the way.
I actually did look that up because that's fucking hilarious. Good for that town. They now have this legacy. They're all a bunch of fucking murdering cultists. But
wouldn't it be okay? Here's the thing. This is a bit dark, but wouldn't it be funny if this movie really blew up and people stopped visiting there because they were convinced that it was actually the home base of a cult of assassins, and if they walked in and asked for a hot chocolate, they'd get a meat cleaver to the head.
Might get murdered. Oh.
It's not worth it. I don't need one of those the whirly gigs with the ballerina in the middle of it. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Let's just go to Vienna like everyone else.
Yeah. So yeah, I would have liked if they, I don't know, had just developed that a little bit more. Give me something else behind this cult beyond the fact that they're just another fucking cult, like all of you are. You all brand each other all the fucking time for everything.
Tattoos.
Tattoos and
physical brands.
Tickets that need to be torn for whatever fucking reason. Just all this weird ritualistic bullshit, and we didn't get any of that.
Gold coins.
Yes. Like, it's ridiculous. So, yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have a little bit more there. But that's it. I mean, I still had a really good time with this movie. I love these movies. I fucking love action movies in general. And while I recognize, the weaknesses you're pointing out, I'd say they're pretty common probably in general for most of these fucking John Wick movies. And
what are you trying to say? I'm right, like usual. I got a good point. I've thought about this. I meditated on this action film long enough to have a reasonable opinion.
I feel maybe you are expecting a bit too much, but
I am.
Like these movies, this is never going to be. You're never going to see a John Wick movie that has the kind of character appeal of a movie like The Rock, where the fucking action is awesome and the plot is awesome and the characters in the movie are fucking awesome and the conflict is like really interesting. We're never going to get that out of one of these fucking movies. And I'm 100%
I don't know
fine
if
with
John
that, but
if John Wick gets to like the deconstructionalist phase of
yeah,
like I don't like it. Okay, so I saw this is completely unrelated, but like it was really fascinating to me that Tom Reese something, what is his last name? Jeffries? It's not Davies. Tom Reese Harries.
Okay.
Is scheduled to be Clayface in a Clayface horror movie in the Batman universe. And I was like,
okay,
boy, that sounds almost like a good idea.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know who the guy is,
Yeah.
but when you're like Clayface as a character study movie horror film,
Yeah.
man, I could almost get behind that, because
Yeah.
that's.
Totally.
But like I hold out hope that like we could get to the point where we have a John Wick movie set in from the world of John Wick that like just makes a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I understand that like going into this and thinking I'm going to get like a really interesting plot that's based on solid writing, and somebody's going to make the main character of 4 films into an antagonist and successfully resolve all of this
Right.
inside of what is ideally an hour and a half.
Sure. Yeah.
That's asking a lot.
Yes.
I get it.
Yes. Even
But
hearing
they
you
could
say
have
it out
tried
loud,
harder.
it's like,
They
yeah.
could have tried harder than this.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So my other issue with this, and like we've gotten through the John Wick as antagonist slash not antagonist slash collaborator
Right.
is annoying.
Yes.
And it's not good for the movie.
No, it's not. No.
The other thing, the point where they actually kind of lost me just before he even shows up was that we learned that Eve's sister is still alive, right?
Yes.
Or is it Ava?
Eve. Yeah, Eve.
Ava?
Yeah, Eve.
Eve. Okay. Eve's sister is still alive. And like they have the like we're sisters scene, but like it's not really, because they're
Right.
both really, really interested
Yeah.
in killing each other a little bit. But then the father just straight up ganks both of his daughters
Yes.
and
Yes.
or tries to,
Yes, he does.
and only kills the one, and
Yes.
like that wasn't glorious. That sucked.
No.
That was like, well, that seems untoward. I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write an unfavorable review about this action film because it made me feel like violence for a moment wasn't awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like I feel like that's a
But you
scene
see
that-
what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like that could have made a little bit more sense had we more information about the fucking cult. Like if they had developed that a little bit more, then maybe we would have understood why Gabriel Byrne's first solution to every conflict, no matter how small, is murder.
Kill everyone.
Yeah.
It's because they don't play by the rules.
Right. Didn't play by the rules. They're fucking talking to each other. Can't have that. Okay. Yeah.
Granted, I think they don't play by the rules works a lot better when you have rules that are understood by the audience.
Yep. Yep. And yeah, and
Instead, actually, you have the guy who's hiding in the Continental because he understands that there are rules.
right. Yeah. And then the cult that was yeah, then the cult fucking clearly breaks all of those rules. And it's like, well, why are they I don't know. Why are they even like allowed? Wouldn't they should all get excommunicated then, right? Like anybody who's a member
They
of that
should
cult
just
gets
be like,
excommunicated
your
from
money's
fucking-
not good here.
Yeah.
Yeah, why are they involved in the
Why they even have the gold
coin-based
coins? Yeah,
system?
it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's the. It's weird because it's the thing that I love about these movies, but it's almost a weakness in itself because they like we were taught, they have so much ritual, so many fucking rules around things and their own weird, bizarre economy. And I mean, like you mentioned earlier, the rules come up, on an as-needed sort of basis, and it it invites a kind of ad-libbing that I think gets almost immediately contradicted or just fucked up in later movies. So
It's what we've called, or what I've called frequently, left to right storytelling.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
It just don't go back and think about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery makes sense.
Yep.
You know what? I'm
Move
glad we got Star Trek into this somehow.
Yeah.
Because as I
great.
was reading the intro, I was thinking, I don't know. I don't know where it would come up.
Yeah.
Like this is not a very Star Trek movie. It is not a very Star Trek plot. There are no Star Trek characters.
No.
There's, as far as I can tell, nobody's ever been in a Star Trek episode in the entire thing.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to do.
It
Well,
is.
I mean, Star Trek sucks these days, but whatever.
Yeah.
So,
What was the?
Yeah, I mean-
was that what you were talking about? The sister scene with the violence maybe goes a little too far, or
like that didn't feel good to me.
yeah,
Right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I felt like I was watching Firefighter again, or whatever the shit that was. What was that movie that Arnold was in, where he was a fireman, and he went down to like South America, and it sucked. It sucked. It was right when people started misbehaving very violently inside of educational arenas, and then they sort of made our action hero friends say, "Oh yeah, we're the problem."
Yeah. Fuck, I can't remember the name of that movie.
I think it was Firefighter.
I don't think it was called Firefighter, but
I think we're a professional outlet here. We're gonna just start Googling things.
fuck no, we don't.
What was the name of the Arnold?
It was like
no.
God damn it. That's really gonna bug me. But it's similar. So it's similar to me for that last fucking Rambo movie, where his I don't know.
Collateral Damage. God
That's
damn.
right, Collateral Damage. Where his like
2002.
Damn
what a
near-
terrible year.
damn near adopted daughter gets kidnapped by Mexicans, and then raped, and turned into a heroin addict, and then dies on the fucking.
Wasn't
after
that
he-
Rambo?
Yeah.
Last Blood?
Yeah, Rambo, the last Rambo movie, where like he fucking rescues her and she just dies in the car on the way to America, back home. And I was like,
Yeah, and
This
then
is
you
too
had
much.
a really, really
too much.
unsatisfying conclusion.
Yeah.
Where you're just like,
this
I
bizarre
don't like this.
Home Alone sequence. Yeah.
Either kill her at the beginning.
Yes.
And then it's
at the
straight
at the very
straight
beginning.
revenge.
Yes. Or not at all. Yeah.
Or not, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I get it.
I don't know. Well, actually, that might actually be a caveat to what is considered awesome violence versus distasteful, because awesome violence is revenge.
Yes.
But distasteful violence happens after the first act.
Yeah. Yeah. If you start killing
Distasteful violence is allowed in the setup,
yeah.
but not the conclusion.
Yeah. I don't want to feel sad. Like, that's it. I don't want to feel fucking sad in the middle of a goddamn action movie. I don't want to mourn.
like-
what the fuck, dude?
Or wondering, why is the protagonist walking around with a grocery bag with someone's head in it?
Right, yeah.
Come on.
Yep.
We're supposed to be enjoying the Expendables,
yes,
guys.
he's a hero, not a sadist. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
I don't think it was a grocery bag, but it might have been a hefty
No, it was,
bag.
it was definitely a bag. It was definitely a bag.
It was a.
It shouldn't.
It was a bag.
It
and
should
it
not
was
have had a head
leaking.
inside of it. That's.
This is turned dark.
Right? I'm not comfortable with this anymore.
Yeah, see, like this is the exact feeling you're not supposed to have
Exactly,
in the middle
dude.
of an action film.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's like when the racist
You know-
humor turns into a rally. It's like, wait a minute, I was on board, and then
brought
I
the
was a part of
torches?
a movement. That's no.
yeah, right.
Oh shit. Yeah.
What else do we have here? What else do we have?
I don't think I don't really. I mean, it's a fucking John Wick movie. So, yeah, I can't really think of anything else. I am curious as to whether there's going to be another John Wick.
Ballerina?
Well, Ballerina, I think that's for sure. But a proper John Wick.
You think there's going to be
I don't know.
From the world of John Wick, Ballerina 2?
Ballerina 2? I think so. Yeah, I could see a sequel for this, for sure. Yeah. I mean,
do you think that they can give it like a sub like Ballerina 2, The Rise of the Swan
yeah.
dance?
Yeah, maybe. From the world of John Wick.
So there are going to be
2,
two.
The Rise of the Swan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sure. Yeah, he's paragraph long titles. Yeah.
Put that up on the
on the marquee, and make it some guy put that up letter by letter. Some old movie theater from
I only have one line.
Awesome.
I did write down a very serious question. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So the rise of socialism in Imperial Russia preceded the wholesale destruction of a lot of Russian culture.
Clearly
do you think
did
that
write
was?
this down. Yeah.
Do you think that was all just a pretense to eliminate silly things like dancing, ballet, or ballet?
Yeah.
And the one where you cross your arms in front of you and kick, like
oh, right, whatever you call that. Yeah.
You've seen the stupid Russian people doing
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like the Eastern European version of a hoedown, I feel like.
That?
Yeah.
Well, they look great doing
do.
it.
They
I
do.
don't mean to say, when I say they look stupid, I'm not saying they look stupid. I'm saying they look
Right.
great. That wasn't a serious question, but I did write it down.
Good work.
I don't think I have anything else to add.
Yeah, shit, yeah. No, I think I'm tapped out too here, so.
Okay, then I am gonna not read the outro. I remember it every time.
Okay.
So, thank you everybody for listening. That has been episode number 98 of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast. Please give us a like if you've enjoyed the video or subscribe to our channel. Thank you everyone for listening, and we'll see you on episode 99 as we march towards 100 of the Wednesday Night Gentlemen Multimedia Empire official podcast.